felt like an outcast, depending on his light to save them, was his teeth. The boy who vanishes in the night, leaving only his teeth behind. Gaju was like any other village, full of life and people. But among them lived a boy, unlike anyone else. His name was Zamzam. Zamzam was known for his incredibly dark skin, so dark that he seemed to disappear when the sun went down. His skin blended in with the night, and the only part of him that anyone could see after dusk was his teeth, his bright, shining white teeth. His teeth didn't just look white like anyone else. They gleamed and glowed in the darkness, almost like stars lighting up the night sky. But instead of admiring this unique feature, the people of Gaju made fun of Zamzam. They laughed at him and teased him for being so black and for having glowing teeth. Look at Zamzam, they would say, the boy who vanishes in the night, leaving only his teeth behind. Their words hurt Zamzam deeply, but he kept his feelings hidden. Every time he walked through the village, the laughter followed him. Zamzam felt like an outcast, but despite their mockery, he knew deep inside that there was something special about him. He just didn't know what it was yet. One day, as the evening fell and the villagers prepared for bed, a sudden storm struck Gaju. The sky roared with thunder and the winds blew fiercely. Then, in one terrible moment, all the lights in the village went out. Darkness swallowed the streets and homes, and the people panicked. They couldn't see anything, not even their own hands in front of their faces. Fear gripped the village. Mothers called out for their children, and the elders stumbled through the streets, trying to find their way. The darkness was overwhelming, and no one knew what to do. That's when they heard a familiar voice, Zamzam's voice. "Don't worry," Zamzam called out. "I can help." The villagers turned toward the sound of his voice, but they couldn't see him. Then suddenly, a bright light pierced through the night. It wasn't a lantern or a torch, with Zamzam's teeth, glowing like a beacon. The villagers gasped. His teeth lit up the path for him, bright and powerful, casting light over everything around him. Zamzam stepped forward, and as he smiled, his teeth shone even brighter, illuminating the entire village. With his glowing teeth, Zamzam led the villagers through the streets. He helped them find their way home, guiding them out of the darkness that had once seemed so terrifying. The people who had mocked him all his life now followed him, depending on his light to save them. As the storm passed and the first rays of sunlight peeked through the clouds, the village of Gaju returned to normal. But something had changed. The villagers no longer looked at Zamzam with mockery or laughter. Instead, they gazed at him with admiration and gratitude. The village elder approached him and said, "Zamzam, we are wrong to mock you. We didn't see the gift you had. You are not just a boy with dark skin and glowing teeth. Your light was a gift from God." The people gathered around Zamzam, apologizing for their past cruelty and thanking him for his bravery. Zamzam smiled, his glowing teeth lightening up once again. But this time, it wasn't out of shame, it was with pride. From that day on, the people of Gaju never teased Zamzam again. Instead, they honored him, realizing that the very thing they had laughed at was the thing that saved them. Zamzam had taught them all an important lesson. What makes someone different can be their greatest strength. Sometimes it's the things that people mock that turn out to be the most valuable. And so, Zamzam, the boy with the illuminating teeth, became the hero of Gaju, proving that light can always be found even in the darkest of places.